So what happens when stablecoins meet traditional banking, and when the blockchain starts talking to SWIFT, and when African institutions begin stepping into tokenized finance? Well, today I am sitting down with someone who has a front row seat to the evolution of digital payments and institutional blockchain adoption. And trust me, this is one conversation you do not want to miss out on. So before you place your next trade, trust me when I say you are going to want to watch this.
Super tight spreads? Yeah, tighter than your jeans after Christmas lunch. What if you could get this value today? Turns out you can. Join ATFX now and let's get you started.
Good day, everyone. I'm Francois, your market analyst here at ATFX Africa, and welcome to your daily market brief. And today I am sitting down with Kagiso Chidi, who is no stranger to the show, and we are going to be discussing crypto payments and cryptocurrency adoption throughout Africa. Kagiso, it is so great to have you with us. Thank you for being here today.
Fantastic stuff. Always a pleasure to be on the show. I think what we're going to be discussing is very much on the hot seat of cryptocurrencies. And I feel like some of the topics that we've actually discussed, or some of the things that we've actually had discussions off camera, should be put in the spotlight, because I'm sure that it's going to help people navigate, their finances, as well as understand cryptocurrencies and how to move correctly. Yeah.
So, Kagiso, I think let's just jump straight into this today. Okay, and I want to start with the bigger picture. Now, global conversation around stablecoins and tokenization and deposits is accelerating faster than ever. So tell me, from your perspective, how ready is African finance institutions, both banks, fintechs, to integrate these technologies into existing payment systems? And what do you see the biggest roadblocks are that could prevent wider adoption right now?
I think the question that you're actually asking is very much important for us to highlight over here. Considering the fact that there is a very big need for Africa to transact with the world. Everybody wants to work with Africa. We saw with the G20, there's a lot of deals that are actually going through. And the biggest drawdown is the fact that it's not seamless to transact with Africa. It's not time efficient, and it also costs a lot of money. Currently, with our cross-border payments, we got SWIFT, we got different providers, and I think going back to your question, what's holding us back right now? The people are very much ready for the technology. There's a very big need for it, but I think it's just the banking systems that we have and the regulation and the rule changes. These are the things that are holding us back. The quicker that we can actually adjust the rules and the laws towards being more efficient and advancing with the times, is the sooner that we can actually get to the cryptocurrencies and have more efficient payments. Yeah.
Beautiful. Now, the one asset that is continuously making headlines is XRP. With RippleNet partnership expanding, even the other day I was at Crypto Fest. Ripple was actually at the expo. They are heading up various research facilities within universities in South Africa, and they're working with UCT, etc. Now, with their partnerships expanding, new ETF filings, and ABSA, who is becoming the first XRP custodian in Africa, the institutional momentum is clearly building, and I think no one can deny that. So tell me, how significant is this regulatory clarity and backing for XRP's potential to become the backbone of cross-border payments? Do you believe this could finally position XRP where it's always claimed it could be, and that place where it could be, that is the center of institutional payment rails.
Thanks for the question, Francois. Like you do know, I'm a very big fan of XRP itself. I love the technology. I think the leadership of XRP is amazing. And, as part of the goals that they actually do have, when I'm seeing, them attending, events in Africa, it shows how much they actually want to, work with Africa as a whole and provide a solution to, cross-border payments, which is one of the biggest things that they actually have. So also the fact that they have, looking at the ETFs that they've actually been, filed for XRP, there's an estimated $5 billion of cash flow that's estimated to be coming in. And part of the excitement that's there is that there's multiple, wealth funds like your Grayscale, your major institution Fidelity that have already filed for XRP. It's more than 10 at this point, and either one of them is going to get approved, and we're estimating something like $5 billion coming in cash flow from these XRPs. I think the XRP technology is amazing. I think the solution that they're providing with cross-border payment is one that's going to be very important in the roadmap for cryptocurrencies. And I'm very excited when I'm seeing apps that are taking steps like that, because I've seen how M-Pesa was able to be integrated in Kenya and mobile money. So I do know for a fact that Africa is looking for more effective solutions to actually do transactions, and cryptocurrencies will actually be in Africa big time. Yeah,
I couldn't agree with you more regarding the mobile payment options. I mean, as I've traveled through Africa as well, it's the currency of all the various countries. When you go to a lot of these African countries, banks are not a thing. Banks are a thing here in South Africa. Banks are not a thing when we get to other African countries. But let's shift the conversation a little bit to the plumbing behind the blockchain. Now, Chainlink's decentralization on the Oracle network has become a core component of both on-chain and off-chain connectivity, and with organizations like SWIFT and UBS now piloting integrations through Chainlink chips, do you see this as a real turning point? Or is this the moment blockchain becomes usable, a usable infrastructure, if I can put it in such a way, for mainstream finance? And lastly, what does this mean for our local banks, our payment providers here in Africa?
They always have to talk about Chainlink, because I feel these two coins are actually solving more or less a similar problem. And Chainlink is its main focus is just to bring off-chain data on-chain. And the good thing about it is that it can even work with XRP, so it's not against working with XRP. And talking about the possibility, the possibilities are so much, because looking at how much they did a back testing with UBS as well as Chainlink, and Chainlink was able to save UBS an approximate of around about $40 billion through money transactions. So they're already doing the back testing of these cross-border payments, and it's all about volumes. If these crypto coins can accommodate the volumes that comes with cross-border payments, then definitely it'll be what we're using. And I think when you're talking about institutions, it's very much important to actually acknowledge cross-border payments like your Swifty that have been holding us up until this point, and that's why I honestly feel that most of the cryptocurrencies, or the biggest push that's going to be coming from cryptocurrencies, is not necessarily from a disruption. A disruption is a possibility, but the ones that are also looking at integrating with the current systems that are there is what's more or less, it's going to be giving, the change, the transition a bit more easier. A disruption is kind of scary, but if they can integrate with the current systems that we have right now, that's what Chainlink is more or less trying to provide, And I think also with part of its evaluation, since it has been so much focused on the institution itself, that's why it believes that it's actually even much more than Ripple, based on the fact that it has been, 64 trillion rand being back tested. It's a lot to put in, so it's really interesting to see what's going to be happening with Chainlink XRP, because like you're saying, them being able to solve this problem for cross-border payments, it's going to take off the cryptocurrency to the next level. Yeah.
Zero commission on stocks? Yeah, nothing. What if you could get this value today? Turns out you can. Join ATFX now and let's get you started.
Speaking of currencies that are making waves currently within, the payment systems, another big player here is Hedera. And, this one is backed by some massive corporates that are household names for a lot of us. We're talking here about Google, IBM, LG, and it's a DAG-based agriculture that promises efficiency well beyond the traditional blockchain structure that we are currently seeing. Now, do you believe that Hedera's model could set a new standard for transactional speed and enterprise-grade reliability? Now, and how might this reshape sectors like, for instance, digital identity, asset governance, and the public sector infrastructure across Africa?
Fantastic stuff. Thanks for asking me that question. I honestly think that, Hedera, can be something for you to actually keep an eye out for, considering the fact that they think that they're the next generation of cryptocurrency because they solve the crypto trilemma, which is scalability, security, and decentralization. These three things are the crypto trilemma, and very seldomly you find a cryptocurrency that can solve all three of these. Often you find one that solves two quite well, but never all three, So the fact that they've actually done this so well means that other coins that actually, are coming onto the, field need to solve these three things, which are the main focus of all cryptocurrencies. And I'm actually quite impressed with how they're actually going about it. The CEO himself he's somebody who is actually, has actually learned so much about cryptocurrencies that he's like a vet in the crypto space. So when he came out and he says that this is the next level or the next type of cryptocurrency, everybody's more or less looking at how Hedera can actually be able to provide much scalable, secure, and decentralized options.
I think let's start wrapping things up for today. And I want to wrap things up by, pulling out a crystal ball and looking into the future. So we now have stablecoins, tokenized deposits, and CBDCs all emerging at the same time. Three very different visions for digital money. Do you think the future of global payments will be defined by collaboration between these various systems, or competition for dominance between private and public digital currencies? And what role could Africa realistically play in shaping that future?
Yeah, thanks for putting me on the spot once again. So I honestly believe that that's where the next pump is actually coming, and partnership is the way to go. Disruption is good, but you're coming into a field that is well established, that has been running. It's a system that has been running for so long. Yes, it has its faults, but it has a lot of trust that the people actually have, I think it's a very good to come with new concepts, but also thinking about how to integrate with the current systems that are existing now can be what allows you to have a bit of space to work on, I think that Africa, in terms of this, plays a very crucial role. For the fact that we have problems with doing cross-border payments for a very long time, it forces us to think outside the box and think about other solutions and more efficient and more safer and more faster transactions. And that's how we ended up doing with mobile money in different parts of Africa. And I think, if you can look at different parts of Africa, not everybody has a bank account, but everybody does have a cell phone. So I think when these systems are being put into place and cryptocurrencies, they can actually thrive in these places whereby banks are not so easily accessible, and people can handle everything from just their phone and not have to worry about, you know, traveling and all of that. So I think for the fact that we need innovation, puts the gas, puts the foot on the gas, and accelerates the, you know, advancement of technology. That's what I think Africa is doing. It's putting the foot on the gas and making sure that we don't take 10 years to find solutions, but we are finding the solutions now because we kind of need them. Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. KG, you know, thank you so much for sharing your insights, your perspectives. I think this is exactly what our viewers needed today. You know, just a little bit of clarity on, you know, how the digital payment space is evolving, not just globally, but locally here on the African continent. For those of you watching, as always, if you enjoyed this discussion, please remember to like and subscribe to the video or to our channel. And if there's anything you want me and Kagiso to discuss in a future episode, pop it first into the comment section, you know, and let's answer your questions going forward. And I think that wraps up today's market brief, brought to you by ATFX Africa, the broker that gives you an edge in today's markets. Now, if you are not with ATFX Africa yet, first of all, what are you doing? Secondly, click on the link in the description and go and experience the difference for yourself. Traders, until next time, stay sharp, stay focused, and trade smart.